Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. As you know, I'm coming to you raw and uncut. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. Please subscribe. Okay, Raw tonight. Man, I'm telling you, we have Survivor Series this weekend, coming Saturday. And this show led up to nothing. I mean, it's just the matches and then what's going on with these matches with John Cena's trying to find his opponent in this 16-man tournament. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, you're actually looking at the people that are in this match. Unfortunately, something happened to Penta, but anyway, I mean, John Cena himself even said that he's got people, and they should have some up and coming people come in, some guys pulled out of from NXT, TNA and stuff. But I mean, it's just crazy. you know. I mean, you look at the matches that are going to happen. You got Gunther and Sikoi. Really, come on. I mean, that's the person that's in your final four. These two guys going at each other. I mean, like, really, I don't understand it. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going on, and I'm blaming Triple H for this. I mean, come on, you got to get better with the creative writing. You got to get better with the storylines because going into Survivor Series, into War Games, none of it makes any sense. It's just insane. It's just crazy, and I'm not, understanding. I'm sure you guys out there aren't understanding it and stuff, but it's here right in front of our eyes. So let's get started. I'm gonna do it, match by match, segment by segment, how it goes. So now we have the OTC coming out, and as he comes out, he's saying to OKC, Oklahoma City, to acknowledge him. And as he says that, then out comes Cody Rhodes, and then Cody Rhodes, comes out, and you know how he does. He's, Oklahoma City, hey, what do you want to talk about? Then he asks Roman Reigns, you know, um, what's on his mind and stuff, And then Roman goes on to start saying what's on, and then out comes CM Punk. And then as CM Punk comes to the ring, CM Punk is telling Roman Reigns, how he saved his life last year and stuff like that, and then basically more or less, he's answering Cody. I mean, Roman's going to answer Cody's question, and Roman's saying that, he's, looking out for Jimmy and Jay. He wants to bring them to a point to where, they're at their peak and stuff like that. And I think that, you know, they have really peaked out and stuff because Jay has been world champion. Both Jimmy and Jay, they were double tag team champions. I mean, how much further can you go? I mean, I think they need to put a belt on Jimmy, as far as a single champion. Um, and I'm hoping that that happens soon. Really, really, really do. But then as you look back at last year, it's the same guys. It is the same guys. Roman Reigns, Cody, CM Punk, and Usos. I mean, that's when they was going against. I mean, Cody wasn't involved in that, but that's when they were going against Solo Sikoa and the fall off part of the bloodline. So, I mean, just none of it. I mean, and why are they in there with the Vision? You know, who? I mean, it's not really exciting me to see this match because there's nothing in it. There's no tides in it. If you're gonna have a tide in anything and stuff with somebody going against each other, it should be Roman Reigns and CM Punk and stuff. They have the most things, recent things that's happened, especially going with Paul Heyman and stuff. But then as Roman leaves the ring, he said, "Hey, those belts will look good over my shoulder." And then they say, "Which one?" And he tells them to both to figure it out. And then he walks off. Okay, so that was okay. And then we get the match with Gunther and Carmelo Hayes. Let me tell you something right here, and I don't understand this one either. Why is Gunther going after? Got to be the one who faced John Cena in his final match. I mean, who is Gunther? Gunther's nothing. I mean, what can Gunther do to make you want to go see Gunther as a champion in a main event fighting who? He brings no excitement to the ring. He does have a mean chop, I have to say that, and stuff. I mean, that's about it. Chops, all his moves are power moves. I mean, in this match, Carmelo Hayes, he's the one that carried the match. Look at all the high flying, high spots. It was all Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo Hayes looks good. And I would think, because John Cena even said it himself, he wants up and coming wrestlers. They need to put these guys on the spotlight. I mean, Carmelo Hayes he's a great talent. He's young. He's a great talent. He could be one of the guys that can bring, lead this company to where it needs to be, at least to put butts in the seats and stuff and sell merchandise. I will never go out and buy anything that has Gunther's name on it. I mean, they call him the ring general, but the ring general of what? I mean, when he was IC champion, I mean, he did good as an IC champion because he was in the ring more and stuff. When he became world champion, you never really got to see him, putting that title on the line, but I still, again, I mean, you got to put the blame on somebody. So Triple H is the head of creative, so you got to blame him. He's the one he's the one that pulls the buttons and stuff. Because some of this stuff here is like, it's not good. It is not good, you know. And then we get Dominic Mysterio coming out and stuff, you know, and he's still on this pondering thing about beating John Cena, trying to get back his IC title and stuff that he lost to John Cena a few weeks ago and stuff. And then, as he's saying, he called John Cena out, and then John Cena music comes out. It takes a minute, and then out comes John Wiener. They brought a little guy out as John Cena, and then Dominic, as they're doing their little promo, John Wiener says some stuff that, is out of bounds for Dominic Mysterio, and then Dom say, "Hey, look, this isn't the part of the plan." And then Dom goes to kicking the guy John Wiener's tail, and then he frog splashes him. It's it's crazy. And as he's beating him up, then out comes Rey Mysterio. I guess to save John Wiener. And then the next match after that is going to be JD McDonough versus Rey Mysterio. I mean, the match was, I mean, it was okay. I mean, there was some missed spots and stuff like that. You had some I mean, you had some interruptions with um, Finn Balor. You know, um, and then I mean, like I said, the match is kind of decent and stuff. And then Rey Mysterio wins the match. With the MPB and stuff. So, and he beats he beats JD McDonough. Okay. And then we get this crazy, crazy, crazy promo with the ladies in War Game. You got Becky Lynch. She comes out and she starts talking about, what would what would down with her and Maxine Dupree and stuff. And she's complaining, about the ref and the ref cheating and stuff like that. But then we have, Nia Jax, Slash Legend, and the Kabuki Warriors. They're in the ring, with her and stuff. And then Becky goes on after complaining about what happened between her and Maxine Dupree. Then she goes on to talking about how she's going to destroy um, AJ Lee. And you know, it, I'm still trying to figure out all this craziness and stuff. Okay, so then after that, then out comes Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, um, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and AJ Lee. And AJ Lee gives the most boring, promo. I mean, she's not good on the mic. I mean, she's not good on the mic at all. And then these girls fighting and stuff, I mean, there's no excitement into it. They kind of try to make it, that way. But then again, the age gap between them. All these women are either in their late 30s or starting to hit their 40s or somewhere close to the middle 40s. And the only person in there that's actually really young is Lash Legend and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's crazy, you know. And then they go to brawling. They go to brawling. They've been brawling now for the last few weeks and stuff. Write something. Let somebody say something that kind of makes it kind of where it's at. Why is Nia Jax and the Last Legend tagged together when a few weeks ago on NXT they were battling each other? So make that make sense. And we all know how Charlotte Flair feels about Rhea Ripley, but they kind of made amends and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. As far as the War Games is concerned at Survivor Series. And again, if you agree or disagree with me, please don't forget, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that button and everything, and let me know. You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. And then we get the match with Solo Sikoa and Penta. This match would have been a good match. I believe it could have been okay. I mean, even though Solo Sikoa beat Penta a while back and stuff. But anyway, it's like a repeat kind of thing. But in the match, as Solo came off the outside the ring on the banisters and was going to do a hurricanrana, Solo Sikoa didn't move. He was kind of a little stiff, and then Penta fell off of him, and man, he injured his shoulder, and it looks bad. So Solo Sikoa moves on. That's why he's up against Gunther, as two of the final four going into the last thing happening, and who's going to fight John Cena on his last match in December on the 13th at Saturday Night Main Event. So I mean, we have that. Like I said, make that make sense and stuff. I know this match with Gunther and Solo. You have two heels going against each other. Really? Okay. But anyway, we get to the main event. We have Jimmy and Jey Uso going against Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Now this match, I mean, it was okay, but there was a bunch of missed spots in here. But I mean, I believe Jimmy was trying to give Logan Paul a backbreaker on his knee, and they messed it up. I mean, come on now. I mean, it was so. I mean, you can see it. They messed it up real bad, and then they went and got back into the position, to do the move, and they still almost messed that up too. But anyway, the match was was over the place. You figure that with these four guys, it's gonna be a little bit of something. I'm not taking anything from Logan Paul because I think Logan Paul could be a pretty good part of the future of WWE if he actually stays in it. I love his character as a heel and stuff. Just being himself, being a one of those guys who just feel like a king, or Karen or however you want to put it, but that's he's playing his part. He's playing his deal real well. I'm sure maybe outside of this, Logan Paul may be a kind of cool guy. I've seen some of his stuff on Instagram, and stuff like that. But yeah, he's okay. But anyway, then we get Braun Break. I mean, we get Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed come out, to interfere in the match, and then you have CM Punk and Cody Rhodes come out, to fight them off and everything. So now everybody's brawling to all over the place and stuff like that. You know, you have Drew McIntyre coming out attacking Cody Rhodes and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden Logan Paul grabs Jimmy. After Jay does a dive off, out of the ring onto all of them, and then Logan rolls up Jimmy for the 1, 2, 3, and Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre win the match and stuff. But yet everybody's out there still brawling. Then out comes the OTC here. Out comes Roman Reigns and stuff. And then as he's coming out, get to the ring and stuff, he just started laying everybody out. That Superman punch was all over the place. And then out comes Brock Lesnar and stuff. But when Brock Lesnar comes out, Brock Lesnar does his little pop, like the little jump and pop, and then the power goes off at the same time. I don't know if it scared him or he was off balance or whatever, but he went heels to ass. He busted his tail and stuff. I mean, he was cool. I mean, he was all right. He got back up. He shrugged it off. Did that little crazy looking smile that he has and stuff. And then as he go down to the ring, he gets doggone Superman punch too. So now they're all brawling all over the place and everything. And then you got the Vision on the outside. You have CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, the Usos, and Roman Reigns in the ring, looking down at the Vision and stuff. So, I mean, I think that could be a good match and everything as far as War Games is concerned. I mean, what were they fighting for? For position of who gets to, come to the ring last? For, yeah, okay. But anyway, that was the show. I thank you for watching. Man, Brock Lesnar, that I just can't stop. But anyway, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. Let me know how you're feeling. All right. And thank you for watching. God bless. Deuces. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.